All right. We are live, and the Kings lost a tough one today, 125 to 110. Let's be honest, they looked like the KANGZ, and not the Kings, but the KANGZ. And I know a lot of people have just blown me up, just saying they're frustrated. This team is, you know what, they're effing trash. And hey, man, I can't defend this team tonight. They were completely in disarray. I mean, they did not perform the way they should have, and especially in front of this great crowd tonight. Very passionate fans, and as I said on Twitter, they do not deserve this. They do not deserve this, and this is just typical Kings fashion, man. I was in shock because time and time again, the Kings would cut the lead, and in the snap of a finger, it would go up to 9, 10, 11, 12, until it was just too much for them to make up, man. And De'Aaron Fox's, once again, brilliant night in so many ways. I mean, he's really showing that he's a special talent. He's shown me that his entire career. Last year was a down year, but the talent's always been there. It's never left. And he's taking his team and at least trying to give them a chance because he needs more help. De'Aaron Fox, man, he's solid, bro. I know, Brandon, we suck. Barnes got to go. Comments are going to come in flying, man. And they deserve these comments. Like, there's no way of justifying them. I know I guaranteed that the Kings would cover. They didn't. That's probably the most disappointing part, honestly. And, yeah, if you look at the scores today, the only dog that covered was the Oklahoma City Thunder, right? The Clippers lost to them on back-to-back. They did play PG-13 today. They had Rocco back and still couldn't beat him, man. Shea was a little bit too much for that team. He just has their number. Ex-Clipper there as well, right? But talking about today's game, the biggest takeaway for me was Mike Brown's rotations. Just the fact that you played 12 dudes in the first half. If you've ever played organized basketball in your life, you would know that it takes timing and rhythm to get comfortable. And the way he's rotating players in and out so fast, so quickly, how can you build that timing and that rhythm when you're going to the bench? Even a guy like Keegan Murray, who was hot, you just pull him out. Rashawn Holmes has been terrible. They don't use him in the pick and roll. They use him off a lot of split cut action. And people ask why he's lost. He goes into the game with an undefined role. And that's on Mike Brown. Make no mistake about it. I want to hear it, man. As a coach, you got to put your guys in the best situations to succeed. And so far, this is the second game where I've noted where he just, as a coach, failed. I love Mike Brown. I think he's doing a great job in terms of trying to change the culture. But on a game-to-game basis, we have to be allowed to be like, hey, man, this guy needs to be better. He's getting paid millions of dollars to be criticized and to be praised. And tonight, he deserves criticism. It's just the truth. It's the truth. GL Lobo agrees. Mike Brown's rotations are worse than Luke Walton. KZ starts all games, and all of a sudden, he's the 13th man. That is crazy. The fact that KZ did not play tonight when he needed to play tonight. That's the crazy part to me. You need that defensive toughness, and he didn't play the game? I know Metu, and again, big fan of Metu. I know his body language wasn't the best at practice, and maybe Mike had a sense of obligation to play him today. Even Chima, because it was his birthday, and they sent him back and forth. Like, it doesn't, like, this isn't Little League. You don't have to play guys to play them if they're not ready to play. And again, you cannot put 5 bench players out there and not have at least Fox or Sabonis out there. I'm sorry. That's on the coach. That's on Mike Brown. This team is not good enough to put 5 bench players out there at once. They're not the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies can put out Tyus Jones and just comfortably keep a guy like John Morant on the bench. Comfortably, because Tyus Jones is a beast. They can bring a guy like Clark off the bench from Gonzaga, and guy's a human pogo stick. The guy impacted the game on so many levels. He gets his hand on everything. He's quick as hell. They don't have that on this team. You might think Rashawn or Metu, they're athletic, but they not Clark athletic. And we saw it again tonight. And then where the hell do the Grizzlies, excuse my French, find all these dudes? Aldama, what's his name? La Ravia? Is this guy Hispanic or what? Let me look him up. Jake. Oh, it's Jake. Never mind. He's a white guy. Yeah, I mean, first round pick, 6'8". Played very well. He played very well. They had again, Brandon Clark, 23 minutes, 6 of 8, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, 16 points, plus 11. The dude impacted the game. That's what you need off the bench, man. That's crazy. Let's switch screens real fast and see what I'm talking about. Right, Adams was just an animal tonight. 24 minutes, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. Offensive rebounds was 7. His screens are amazing, but he does move a lot, and he doesn't get called for him. He got called for him, I think, twice today. But the guy is just such a large human being that Desmond Bane can just create space off of those screens. Sabonis is a good screener, but Adams is just on a different level. I mean, that dude, screen assist is just crazy. I mean, just watching it live, that guy can really create space for you. And that's why John Morant, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, that's why those guys love him, man. And he only played 24 minutes tonight, but in those 24 minutes, he was extremely impactful. Extremely impactful there. So, man, and on a night where Keegan Murray makes his debut start, right? Harrison Barnes didn't have a bad game, 20 points, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, so a lot better there. 37 minutes. I know Fox is in foul trouble. Only played 35 tonight. Herter, I feel like he got kneed. Got to double check on what the Kings officially said. Let me check. Notifications. It doesn't seem like they sent out anything. Let me see. Kings PR. No. Did they send out anything at all? No? Where's this Kings PR thing, bro? Jeez Louise. Kings PR. Here we go. Official. Nope. They didn't put out anything about Kevin Herter. So, yeah, he could have played. I mean, they would have put out he's out for the game, but they obviously didn't. So, Chima playing was just out of pocket. Like, no business playing tonight, especially over KZ. Like, come on, man. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. John Morant, 22 points, quite 22, really. Didn't even feel him, but 32 minutes, 8 of 18. The fact that you can put a guy like Tyson Jones to play 24 impactful minutes, 6 of 11, 14 points, plus 18, 5 assists, that's what a backup point guard does. And again, he could start on a lot of teams, but that is a luxury to have, and the Kings don't have that right now. And it may sound like I'm just bullying the Davion Mitchell, but 12 minutes. He's phenomenal defensive. I mean, Davion Mitchell was special defensively, but offensively, he cannot run a team. He just can't. There's a drastic drop-off when Fox goes to the bench. Just drastic. Kings got to fix that. And Dellavedova is not the answer. So I don't want anybody to even think about typing that just to troll me. No. Quinn Cook, no. Davion is an undersized shooting guard. Until the Kings fix that and they bring in an actual backup point guard, it's going to be tough because Fox can play 48 minutes. Let me see but if y'all want to call in, definitely let me put the link in the description. I would love to hear you guys talk about things right now. We can look at some of the highlights as well. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Again, shout out to Chase and Sonell Grove and Medici, Sacramento across the street. Definitely a great spot to eat great food, get some drinks, and then come to the game. Pre-game, post-game, whatever the case may be. Medici, Sacramento across the street from the Golden One Center is a great spot. Huge shout out to them for always sponsoring the CK podcast here directly live from the Golden One Center. Davion looks terrible. We may start 0-10 next year. Yeah, man, again, they deserve these comments. Definitely deserve. Every time we cut the lead, we got hurt. Another Memphis run. Mike Brown calling timeouts when the lead gets back to 12-14 late in the game instead of when they get to one basket. Back to make it to 8 or 6. Is Sabonis overrated? No, he's just not playing to the level that we've seen him play. I think it's definitely mental for him. What did he finish tonight with? Sabonis had 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and 11 points. He's not overrated at all. He just needs help when you play a dude like Steven Adams, a bruiser. This is a game where you play a guy like Alex Len who had 3 minutes. You don't play, what's his name? Chima. You don't play Metu at center. What was he thinking? Seriously, this is just amateur hour, man. How do you play Metu at center with Adams in the game? Not even a second should pass by you being a head coach and allowing that to happen. What do you think is going to happen? It's tough. It's tough, man. If Fox saw my comment, he would get mad because she's got an attitude. If Fox saw my comment, I don't get it. The good thing is, if this season falls apart, we have 3 assets for the rebuild. I guess that's a positive outlook there, huh? Tank for Wemby. I'm just not a random truck. Come on, Fox. Just don't score. Play defense and lead your other players in what they should do. I don't agree with that, man. Fox is playing at a very high level right now. He is defending. He got calls for a lot of ticky-tack touch fouls today. Like, Fox would get harassed on the offensive end, right? Get hit, no calls, and then they call, like, the silliest, softest calls, and he's thinking, like, what's going on? So, again, when I talk about rhythm and timing, those are some of the things that you can't really build because the refs are just being ticky-tacky about certain things. And Desmond Bane was extremely efficient, phenomenal tonight, but he got away with a lot of taunting. Like, if he gonna allow him to do it, you gotta allow other people to do it too. So just keep it consistent, man. Like, there needs to be in the rules, either you gonna be allowed to taunt or not be allowed to taunt. Like, you can't have it both ways. And the Kings have been officiated both ways, and it's super unfortunate. Like, it truly is. Fox ain't gonna stay if we lose this season. Mike Conley would be good. He'd be a great backup to Fox. Like, he would too. No, Monk can't be a backup point guard, bro. Why we're losing? We gonna blame Herder or something? Well, Herder wasn't good tonight. Like, if we're being completely honest, like, he was very bad. 19 minutes, 3 of 8, 1 of 4. Like, is that our Herder night too? No, it wasn't. Like, let's be honest. Like, if you gonna blame Fox, you gotta blame Herder. Someone says I miss Halliburton. I don't, but no, that's just me. I may not win till Thanksgiving. Honestly, Halliburton and Fox worked better than Fox and the Ox, at least in the 20 games or so that they played together. That's not true. That's not true, because you're not taking into account that you would still be without a legit big, and Fox wouldn't be maximized the same way. Like, Fox finds ways to get. I mean, Fox is going to score no matter what, but it makes his life a lot easier when you play with the guy like Sabonis, who can pass the ball at a high level, who's one of the better screeners in the NBA. Not as good as Adams, but definitely very good in his own right. And you wouldn't have that. So how would Keegan Murray get open for these shots? Like, Sabonis is creating a lot of these screens, these down screens for Keegan to pop out for that three-point shot. Like, I think fans don't understand that, the intricacies of basketball on so many levels. Like, you only see the end result. You don't see the process of how we got to Keegan making the open three-point shot. You don't see what was done for him to shoot that shot. I think that's very important to note. Maybe the overthinking on defense. It's not. Yes, it's their half-court defense to some extent, but that's not their biggest issue. Like, they've been actually okay in the half-court. It's their transition defense. The transition defense has been god-awful. Just lack of communication, lack of trust on so many levels. What's up, brother? I'm on, man. Be good. So it's definitely the biggest concern is the transition defense, and not playing a guy like KANGZ tonight, who is their best wing defender. It makes zero sense, man. Like, it's crazy. I mean, it's Steven Adams, but man, all these second chances lead to open threes. We can't give them Nemi a shot. He's some the game plan today where he should have been the first big off the bench, or you could have played him incrementally with Sabonis at times. Obviously, hindsight 2020, but in the flow of the game, like, how do you not read the room? How do you play Metu when, yes, he might be able to provide more offense, but he wasn't hitting the shots, and on top of that, he was getting destroyed defensively. So was Rashawn, so was Sabonis. It's just one of those things. As a head coach, you got to be able to read it, man, and just feel it. And it didn't happen. Again, if you guys want to call in right now, just click this link in the chat box below. The team didn't even shoot that bad. We need to find a way to get these points allowed. These second chance points much lower. Meanwhile, the player on the Mavs has 41 points. Yep. We don't have to name him today. If we do end up rebuilding, I think we can get up at least 2 first-round picks for Fox and free him and let him flourish elsewhere. Well, he's flourishing here. He's just not having the success, the team success. But he's definitely flourishing here. Again, let's look at his night. 35 minutes, 11 of 19, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 27 points. He literally kept them in the game, man. And man, Keegan Murray was spectacular. Guy just has a strap. I know he's 3 of 8, but like, every time he shoots the ball, you feel very good about your chances of it going in. 7 of 15, 6 boards. And one underrated part about his game is, honestly, I was wrong about his defense. Like, yes, he's slow laterally, but he knows how to maneuver his body to where he gets in the right position to make himself serviceable. And that's super important. Understanding how to take angles again, high level IQ player. The Kings got a good one there. They got a very good player there. So good for them. Good for them. Again, Mets who missed a lot today. 0 of 2 from beyond the arc. 2 points. Chima only played 6, but yeah, like that wasn't impactful at all. Rashawn Holmes, only 8 minutes. Just looked lost again. Underutilizing him, not using him properly, and that's never a good thing, man. That is never a good thing. I think Terrence Davis was pitiful today. 11 minutes, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Wasn't great. Malik Monk, bright spot. Still gets killed defensively, but 37 from beyond the arc, 2 of 2, 15 points. Let's look at some of the highlights in a little bit. I bet Murray's like, what am I doing here? Who shall not be named on the Mavs? We don't say his name, Thanos. Spence says Nurkic and Adams getting destroyed by mid-ass bigs. Happens when they play Jokic, Gobert, Cat, Jonas, other good bigs in the West. Oh, well, when they play Cat, they torture Cat. That's guaranteed. When they play Jokic, the Joker, they torch his ass too. When they play Gobert, well, that's a different story. He's very good defensively, but then he has issues offensively. Jonas Valanciunas, well, he gets played off the court because he can't move his feet, especially in the pick and roll. When you're a smart team, you got to be able to put those dudes up there, set high pick and rolls again. Every time the Kings ran the pick and roll today, it was successful, but they didn't run many of them. Again, I understand they're running split cut action, right? Lots of dribble handoffs, but every time they ran a proper pick and roll, it worked. It worked. Why would you go away from it? Like, if you got a slow big like that, put him in the pick and roll. Like, why would you let him off the hook? Like, that makes no sense. Again, coaching. So, yeah, let's look at some of this stuff, bro. On this first possession here, what do we see? A pick and a roll, and Sabonis obviously hedges but stays with him. And it's an easy pick and roll. Sorry, it's an easy alley-oop there. So it's hard to stop it, man. And the Kings could also do this, and they choose not to. Like, it's asinine to me. Here we see again John Morant doing John Morant things. You just can't stop that. That's just John Morant doing his thing there. Sabonis kicks out to Murray, and Murray for the layup. That's nice. I mean, guys are going to just start doing this, right, where you have to respect the jump shot, right? And he's smart enough to actually do this every time. I mean, he's such a good player. He is a really good player. And Sabonis in transition. Good kick out to Barnes. The Kings started off game hot. They looked very good. And they just could not sustain it. They could not sustain it, unfortunately, right? It's one of those things. Here we go. Harrison Barnes, blow by. John Moran is just special. Like, Ja is really good. My goodness. Here we go. The Rook again. Understanding how to manipulate a defense there. He moved well without the ball, right? It's a good move by HB. HB was solid tonight. You go again. Sabonis in transition. To Kevin Huerter. They didn't call it an offensive foul. Jenkins thought that was an offensive foul. Again, like a ghost screen here because he didn't use it. Kicks it out to Fox with that type of speed. It's really unfair. Like, they gotta run more pick and roll, man. Fox is just dirty. He is just dirty. Herder, good pass, a bonus, and one. No call though. Again, like, you got to be able to call those things, and they didn't, right? Like, they didn't. So, you know, when do you think the Kings will get their first win? January? The Kings or the Lakers? That's funny. The Kings, probably. Round. Orlando is 0-4-2. I take out Keegan for Metsu 7 minutes. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, basketball comes down to rhythm and timing, and if you're having a good game, and I understand he has a game plan, he has a system in place to where, as a coach, you just have to fill out the game. Like, just because you want to take someone out and that's your game plan, you have to be able to adapt on the fly and just make the necessary changes. Like, that's head scratching. Like, Keegan is playing well, and you just pull him out. Like you don't have to pull him out. like you gotta just let him roll with it and just keep going with it. And that's when you started seeing a lot of those 4-0 runs, 6-0 runs, and then you're looking up the score like, damn, we're down by 10. And you're making them ground, you exert all this energy, and then you're down by 10 again. It was just one of those crazy nights, man. This team is a stupid team right now. You do post game only Thursday. Empty screen. Looks like Arco. Schedule is hard for the Kings. No, he's a bad team. Battle 0-1 teams. Someone has to replace Murray with a good player. No more Metu and Holmes. Again, they just don't know how to use Rashawn Holmes, man. It's been very unfortunate. Like, it really has, right? No pick and rolls whatsoever. It just makes no sense to me. Tyus Jones is just nice, bro. Tyus Jones is just nice. He is such a luxury to have. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, it's one of his 3 or 4 3-pointers today that we saw from Malik Monk there. Then we got Keegan there again, 4-3. It's just one of those, man. We don't have a solid bench. I agree, and that's part of the issue now, that tonight was an okay night for Malik Monk, but it's just not enough when Davion Mitchell is your backup and he's just not playing the way he should be. That's just the truth, man. We need a solid defense, lockdown guy like Mitchell. Yeah, like, you need a point guard as your backup because Davion is an undersized shooting guard. He's great at what he does. The problem is that they're playing him at the point as Fox's backup, and it's just not going to work. I just don't think it'll work now, right? He doesn't shoot the ball well enough, and it's just one of those things. And Mr. Holmes and the Haley lobs, like, they don't play a pick and roll to give him the lob, man. It's crazy. Too consistently them. Team is sorry, yeah, man. But tough. That was tough. But again, you guys are almost done? Okay. What's gonna do with y'all? People gotta clean up here, and thank you guys as always for chiming in, joining the conversation. Again, shout out to Chasins in Elk Grove, always sponsoring CK platforms. See you guys on the next one. Peace.